My name is Tina Mabry. I'm the writer-director of Mississippi Dam, where it's Slam Dance. It's about three black kids growing up in a small town in Mississippi, and the family is plagued with violence, poverty, and addiction. And it's about them trying to get out of that situation, and more importantly, can they stay out if they indeed do so.
I'm also at Mississippi Damned. I'm Morgan Stiff. I'm the producer and editor.
Started writing this screenplay in 2005, and we actually decided to really go ahead once we had finished the script in 2007, so it was 1 year, actually.
Tina and Morgan, you guys had your final screening this morning. Kind of give us the quick thumbnail of how the film came to be made, the practical stuff.
Well, I guess you start with the script. No, I started writing it, and Morgan has been there from the jump, from the first draft, as well as the executive producer and producer Lee Stiff too. And basically, they were with me every step of the way, helping with character development, fleshing out the story, going through the drafts, and I think, which I will eventually pass it off to Morgan, because the film really started to take life when we did the producer's lab. She did.
Yeah, so we applied to the producer's lab, but at that time I really thought that we were going to make a big budget movie. And Ron Bergman, who was the producer of Brick and Brothers Bloom, was the instructor, and he kind of said, he encouraged all of us to make the film for us as cheaply as possible. And I went and had a conversation with the executive producer, and we realized that we had resources that could make up for the lack of money. And those resources were in North Carolina, in a small town that he grew up in. And so we went home to make this film. The place where my mother and my father grew up is where we shot this film. So people who have seen the movie, they don't often know, but we used my grandmother's house for 3 different locations, and just totally later on she wasn't so happy that we totally redid her house, built walls and did all the rest, but we used what we had. We paid for no locations. We have 34 cast members. We had tons of locations.
Free
it's
extras.
A period piece.
Yeah, free extras.
Yeah, and we just kind of went to that town. And it's a Hoskin, North Carolina. The population is
2,000.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and we just we had great support. And so we found that there were resources that we could get without having to pay for them. And then we were lucky to get the Kodak grant from Kodak and Film Independent, which helped us out a lot because it was important to Tina to shoot on 35, Super 35. So we were able to do that. And, our cast and our crew, our crew was amazing because they wore so many hats. And I think that was the part of the filmmaking process. We all did everything, and everyone jumped in when they needed to jump in. And so it was really a labor of love for everyone involved.
Yeah, everybody really felt like this was our film. I always, for me personally, I'm never the kind of director who's like, oh, the film by Tina Mabry. No, this is our film. No one director does it by themselves. It doesn't matter if you're doing craft services or what you're doing. You're helping this film get made. And we all had that mentality, and we're all in it. I don't, as many a day I picked up trash. I didn't care. I'm not above that. And it's days where maybe an actor or someone caught something continuity-wise, hey, is that? Everybody jumps in, and we're all a team. And I think the film is much better because of that.
So you guys shot in the spring or early summer?
We shot in
So it's
end
tight.
of May to June. So
And
it's
premiered
22
here.
days. Yeah, premiered.
I edited, so I took off. We were talking earlier today. I took off a week in North Carolina. I visited my nephew. took a break, and then I went and for
2 months, right?
2 months. I cut.
Sat in a room.
I sat in a room all night, around the clock, and edited.
Yeah.
And we got it done. That was kind of the thing. Every time there was an obstacle that came up, it was our kind of motto that we were not going to let that stop us. We were going to find another way to do it. And so, the 5th time something didn't work, and the 6th time something didn't work, we always were able to come up with another solution to the problems that were presenting themselves.
Morgan's good at not letting you harp on the problem. It's about finding solutions. You can, complain all day about what's not going right, but what are you going to do about it? And she's a great producer in doing that. Here's the solutions. This is what we're going to do. And she keeps me on point.
Because we had a tornado on day 1, and so that threw our schedule off, and we couldn't go over. We had just enough
to do it.
We just had just enough, and so You know, when you have a tornado on day one and you have all the actors and they want to go back to
In the
LA.
bathroom, yeah.
You know, I mean, so you just have to be creative.
If I can add, Morgan is also a great producer for going in with a completely straight face and asking for things for nothing.
Yes.
You know, with a smile and you
And
know,
she'll get it. That's the thing.
it's impressive. Well, it's a beautiful film. Why don't we take a look at the trailer?
We brought on a publicist for sure. I think we had pretty much a game plan of what we were going to do ahead of time, just in case. I mean, because I think you need to prepare for any film festival, just the same. So, you know, we just pretty much just between the both producers and myself, and we make sure we got our actors here because they're the best ones to ever try to sell a film. People love to meet the actors, love to talk to them about their experience, and yeah, that's the team we pretty much just brought on is bringing on the cast and the crew and our publicist.
Yeah, David Magdale and Associates are our publicists, and they've been, you know, doing a great job for us, and
Yeah.
you know, just kind of working with them about how we wanted to position the film at the festival.
And they positioned the script with, you know, gave them the script, and they all felt there was something in it that they wanted to be a part of. And once, you know, some of them auditioned, I was surprised. I'm like, oh my God, you come in and read? Like, okay. So, but I think for us, between the script was so strong, and they really felt they had a chance to show what they really had. And they, after meeting us and talking with us and what we were going to do with the project, I think that really helped bring them on, and they felt secure enough. I mean, naturally, we're low budget, so the money's not going to be the puller to get them in the door. But the subject was.
Well, and you mentioned Sonny and Meg, and Josh actually introduced us to Sonny and Meg through the labs, and I think that's one thing that's a common between all of us. They're participating in either the Film Independent Lab or Sundance or Tribeca All Access. Those things help open doors if you're nobody, you know?
I don't know. I had insomnia a long time ago, so I actually would do that, write shit, and basically could write a screenplay in a night because I couldn't sleep, and it was shit, but I got it right. It was written. So, but and yeah, like she said, basically, yeah, I have lost interest in some things. I definitely reworked, but I've lost interest in. But yeah, I just keep, yeah, I kind of got a lot of little ideas floating, but I think I think this is 5 or 6. Can't really remember though. For me, this is the second thing that got made. The first one was Itty Bitty Titty Committee, which was the first script that I wrote that actually got produced.